issue facing American voters before I let you go, and that issue is immigration. So, border crossings, as we know, under the Biden administration, have reached a record high. What do you think of the president's record on immigration thus far?
Well, it's not the president's fault. The Title 42 was COVID related. So when COVID stopped being the level of emergency that it was, it's not that it's a problem in the lives of many, many people. It stopped being the level of emergency that it was. So ending that was necessary. Let's remember a bipartisan bill was passed. Not passed, but a bipartisan agreement was come to. The Republicans got a lot of what they wanted. The Democrats got a lot of what they wanted. It's billions of dollars, I think over $8 billion, that would have done at the border what needs to be done. There has not been comprehensive immigration reform in this country since 1996. This is a congressional failure. Clearly, we need more judges there. Clearly, we need more agents there. Clearly, we need more people who can interrogate people and determine, is there or is there not credible fear established in order to grant someone asylum and then take them on the next step for integration into American society. Then, if they don't establish credible fear, then they have to go back. But, I was in Eagle Pass a few months ago, about 3 months ago. And what I learned there, which is very common, talk to the people on the ground in a situation. They know what to do. And I met local officials, people who are involved in that situation. It's not like they don't do. They have been kept from doing it. And as one local official said to me, we feel oppressed by the state government and abandoned by the federal government. Time for there to be more ways for people to come into this country legally in and appropriately, so that the illegal immigration begins to stop. It's also true, however, that we can't just treat this problem on the level of the symptom. We have to treat it on the level of the cause. We have to ask, what are the things that are driving all this? And in terms of the immigration from Latin America, this has to do with economic despair and desperation caused by the violence perpetrated by the drug cartels. In terms of the economics, you were talking before about when a country has fingerprints on an issue. The United States has our fingerprints on a lot of the economic destabilization of Latin American countries over the last 50 years. So I would be far more open to a serious conversation of the way American aid and American involvement can help rebuild and restabilize some of these economic systems in Latin America. That would include, by the way, removing the sanctions from Venezuela. Now, in terms of the violence of the drug cartels, I want to end America's war on drugs. It does far more to exacerbate the problem than to solve it. We've spent $1 trillion, and the truth of the matter is, for the $100 billion that we spend now, for a fraction of that, we could have a world-class system of drug recovery, addiction recovery options. What that will do, that will undercut the power of the drug cartels. It won't solve the problem completely, but it will take away a lot of their black market. And in addition to that, it will give us the bandwidth and the resources to go after the one we really do need to handle, of course, and that is fentanyl.
You did mention that border bill was a congressional failure since it didn't pass. I've had the opportunity to talk to both Democrats and Republicans alike. Everyone says there is a crisis at the southern border. You were there. You were boots on the ground. You saw it yourself. How do you get Republicans and Democrats on board to have that comprehensive plan that we haven't seen in decades?
We had it. They did it. And then Donald Trump came in, and Donald Trump said to the Republican leaders, don't pass this bill. Why? Because it will work. And because it will work, it will make Joe Biden look good in an election year. That's how much he cares about what's happening at the border. He doesn't care about what's happening at the border. He only cares about getting back into the White House. And that's why it was Donald Trump who came in and said, don't pass this bill. So when you say Republican leaders and Democratic leaders, this was actually a case of Congress doing its job for a change. And then you had the chaos agents from Mar-a-Lago who came in and said, don't do it.